period is complete and this race is live.
So we are good to go in race 3. If you are just joining us, wherever you are around the globe, wins to Alinghi Red Bull Racing and wins to the defender Emirates Team New Zealand. Port entry will be the New York Yacht Club's American Magic Patriot up against Britannia from, well, an official challenger of record.
Yeah, both these teams getting geared up now, just killing a little bit of time before their entry into the pre-start. Only about 15 seconds to go for American Magic here entering. They're both boats wanting to be on time for a clean pre-start dance that we'll see shortly.
So American Magic coming in pretty much on time, port entry. Maybe just a little under, and 2 minutes is the entry time allowable for INEOS Britannia coming in from starboard.
Just a couple of seconds behind the entry allowable time there. INEOS Britannia giving American Magic just a couple of extra seconds of breathing room. Be interesting to see how both boats line up here and what philosophy they take on here in the pre-start.
Really hard, these 2 minutes for the cyclers. I mean, maximum amount of manoeuvres and energy needed.
Yeah, a lot of sail trimming in this pre-start dance going on at the moment. Both boats circling, trying to put the other one in a more difficult position. Really, really hard on the cyclers there, you know, doing a lot of hydraulic oil movement. They'll be, you know, on the rev limiter there before they even get off the start line.
Right-hand side of the course looks strong. Also on a match racing course, you know, lots of benefits from being to the right.
So American Magic sailing up to windward of INEOS Britannia. They'll be looking to sort of push INEOS Britannia down the course a little bit to sort of put them on the back foot. INEOS Britannia retacking to then come back up and close the game. So really fantastic pre-start build up here.
Just coast and north-south.
11 boat. Up boat leg.
Okay, pins open.
Up here, yeah. Push coast. 9 boat up here.
INEOS Britannia looking to build speed and actually get a speed differential to hook American Magic here. American Magic accelerating, shutting the door. 10 seconds here.
3 line. 2 line. 1 line.
Race 3 is go in the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta here in Barcelona. The New York Yacht Club's American Magic in the foreground, and beside them, INEOS Britannia, the official challenger of record.
Very similar. 40. Okay, trying to work a bit of height now.
Okay, you're on 0 offset.
Now we're on 1
Okay, 30 seconds.
On board USA here now.
A little bit of a high groove here. Back up it. Happy to take it. Yeah, nice on the jib. Okay, we are closing gauge.
25.
Nothing in this race at the moment. Both boats very, very evenly matched here. Slight advantage to INEOS Britannia for me.
Okay, we're very close here. Standing up a bit higher.
Getting near the boundary.
Okay, he turns, pressing here.
Okay, 50.
They're building for it. On the move. 28, speed's coming.
5.
Yeah, when you're a nice DMG mode here. The average shift here. And it's coming out. 38 here, all the way.
Down to chase 0. Peter, what did you make of that start? Gee, I've got to say, INEOS Britannia looked quick today.
Yeah, INEOS looked really fast off the line. I think they had a nice speed build, but when they came over to the left, I was quite impressed by how American Magic just managed to climb out underneath. They were gauging in on INEOS, and what's really noticeable between the two boats is the projected hull area aerodynamically. American Magic looked a lot less hull to push through the air than INEOS. Interesting that the designers to come up with a solution have come from different corners of the rule, but I am impressed looking at American Magic. She certainly looks to be enjoying these conditions.
Yeah, he's starting to get a bit closer to boundary, but at the moment, it's very marginal if we go for a lee bow or not, or duck. Pick one over.
So that's what's going on board American Magic. What's going on inside INEOS Britannia?
I think if we duck, I'm not sure.
One, forward down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. Remind. 2, 1, going board. We are strong, normal VMG. They duck, then. Copy. We duck us by a couple of lengths to lengthen. Okay, mate's coming on, boys.
Really nice gain there by INEOS Britannia on that right-hand side of the course. A little more pressure possibly over there, Shirley, as we've been talking about this morning.
Yeah, we could see that in the wind field. And one of the joys of having two helmsmen is that we get a running commentary from the one that's not steering. It is so good. We know exactly what they're thinking. They're painting a picture, not just for the other helmsman, but for all of us.
Well, they definitely need to paint that picture well, because you cannot see a thing on the other side of the boat. You have a big black wall in front of you, so you're absolutely relying on those fantastic comms from the other side of the yacht to be able to sail the boat accurately, particularly in a tight boat-on-boat situation.
As they approach the top mark, what we are getting is what we mentioned at the end of the last race, two very different design concepts, where you've got INEOS Britannia, where you've got your trimmer sitting right at the back behind the cyclors, and on the opposite boat, you've got American Magic side by side, which is like a race car. As we see, this is an interesting one. Have American Magic made gains on the first leg upwind?
I think we're around shooting. You're just not far away anytime.
So it's Patriot around the top mark for the first time with a slight advantage. Let's see what that will be. They're saying 6 seconds. Game on.
A really tight battle here going forwards, and I think possibly one less manoeuvre going forwards there for the Americans. You see the wind field there. Both boats having to transition, both puffs and lulls heading to either side of the course, so it would be really interesting to see how this next intersection is going to be, of who's made a gain and who's made a loss. Quite difficult to tell, as they both have to transition a few puffs and lulls here.
So the coaches follow their charges, their steeds closely. Tom Burnham is the coach of American Magic. He joins us now. Hey, thanks for joining us, Coach. What are you making your start on this one? Just apologies there, slight technical difficulty, a bit like Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in the last race, but big cross coming up. Hang on.
Just across American Magic. Just across in front there. Too close to do a jibe in front of INEOS Britannia there. They would have actually infringed if they had tried to jibe in front there or get hooked. So very, very even race, Shirley, as we come downwind here at the moment.
You know, today really is reveal day. It's for all of us to take a look, but also all of them to collect data. And how exciting is it to start to get some real speeds off these machines?
I'm seeing some really even performance here of both these boats, which is really, really exciting, you know, as we move forwards in all these future series. This is fantastic racing, and great to see two boats pushing hard and with different design concepts.
Well, for race 3 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta, we're actually getting a true match race here, and there's not too much between these two flying machines, and the speeds, as you can see, going down, it looks like INEOS Britannia in a better space as it was speed-wise.
Yeah, only saying 20 metres in it here, so basically a boat length in it, so really, really tight. Be really interesting to see how they play this bottom end of the course here, because the British will want to split here to not get hit by the Americans at the bottom of the course. The Americans will have to take a guess of which way the British will go here, so quite interesting.
It's going to be a two-board turn. 10 seconds.
Copy.
Follow them in right turn here.
They're really just focusing on our manoeuvres, and we'll stick
Heading into the bottom mark for the first time, and there's nothing in this. American Magic will round the bottom mark. They'll take the right-hand mark as they see it, and up on the upwind leg. And followed straight away by INEOS Britannia.
Straight into attack INEOS Britannia here for sure. And yep, around they go. They'll be really wanting to stay in touch here. The Americans going with them, which is the right thing to do. They'll basically shepherd them across to the right-hand side of the course and make them pay on the way back. They'll be basically looking to hit them on the next tack and actually put them in the dirty air.
Let's go back to Tom Burnham, the coach of American Magic. Coach, thanks for joining us. You comfortable with what you're seeing with your team right now?
Yeah, it's good. They're going great. Really pleased with the execution and how they're sailing the race course right now. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, fantastic, Tom. Glenn Ashby here. How you going? Great to see the boat on the water and going well, mate. You must be happy with the guys. Obviously, fantastic coaching job there to get them where they are. Well done.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, definitely they're doing a great job today, and really nice to be out here racing after a little bit of a tough day yesterday in practice, but guys are executing well right now. Thanks, Glenn.
All right, appreciate your time, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Didn't give too much away, did he?
One of the nicest guys in the coaching world, along with a few of the other coaches. They're all top guys and do a fantastic job. An integral part of the program going forwards, and absolutely needing good coaching staff for good performance, without a doubt.
He hinted yesterday they had we were practicing racing and to get a massive nosedive. Everything wet, some of the systems not great. I'm sure it would have been a big night for the support team, just checking everything. So a massive delight today for the whole team. Dr. Voss, also one of their founders here. So yeah, huge sigh of relief.
My button. Stand by. 2, 1, go forward.
So you can see our live wind field brought to you by Capgemini. The simple thing to understand here when it comes to wind on in this live wind field, green is good. That's where all the pressure is. Blue, you want to stay away from pretty much.
Yeah, no, green is definitely good. And as you see American Magic there, just sailing into a little bit more pressure there. You should see the boat speed going up a little bit there as we are, which means that it's all working as it should. That's what you'd love to see as a sailor, and forcing INEOS Britannia basically to tack away there back to the left. So great job from the American Magic team there, spotting a bit of pressure, early tack back, and they're certainly in a commanding position now as we head towards the top end of the course.
And I've done well to gain. We're now at 200 meters separation. In part, as you say, they're sort of sailing in bad air, not being able to tack when they want. And we'll see at the end whether that is also a speed difference between the two boats.
They call this design of American Magic, they quote it as a minimalist design. And the one thing they talked about is having recumbent cyclists sitting down.
Just having a little look at the ghost boat here of potentially where they could go from here to actually make any gains. Just sort of seeing where INEOS Britannia could potentially get closer or around American Magic, and the ghost boat's basically saying that heading over to that better pressure is the way to go. So it's looking like that, there's not many options here for INEOS Britannia apart from staying in touch and continuing to sail their boat as absolutely as best as they can.
Although, as you always say, you're one slightly dodgy maneuver away from it all falling apart.
Just quickly back to the recumbent cyclists. What do you make of that? Everybody else has got cyclists sitting down like a cyclist.
Yeah, look, everyone chooses a different design philosophy, and the minimalist design, that's exactly what they've gone for.
Okay, stand by. 15 seconds to bear.
American Magic with Paul Goodison and Tom Sillingsby on helm will hit the top mark and hit the halfway point of this third race of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta, and they will just sweep around that left-hand mark. Whoa!
Yeah, that is an absolute terrible manoeuvre from American Magic there. They look like they basically got the Traveller pinned out without having enough hydraulic resource to get it back on. So,
well, let's see how INEOS Britannia does it and give us your read on this one. That was wild. That was riding a wild Bronco. This one,
Let's have a look here. Really smooth and clinical mark rounding there from INEOS Britannia. Both the jib and the mainsail travellers there in unison. Lovely powering up of the sail plane there. That was a clinical manoeuvre.
Let's see a look at this rounding by American Magic again.
Just watch the traveller really pinned out wide there. Bang, maxed out ease. You hear the dig, 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 dig. That's basically a hydraulic request to try and get that traveller back in. So just having a look at the foils here, you watch the boat go round, you'll see a little immersion of the foil, then a windward heel. And as that traveller pinned out, that's basically trying to force the boat over the handlebars.
When he says dig, 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 he's talking to the cyclers. He just needs more, if they have any more.
They need to raise the pressure in the system to actually get that traveller to move when it's highly loaded.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gates, lengthening the course to 1.95 nautical miles.
So a little pressure increase there, just Mel and Ian Murray, race directors, just extending the course out, so that's a good sign. We've got more breeze coming.
We might not see the cyclers in the American team, but they are absolutely crucial. They're actually facing backwards, as Stephen said, they're on recumbent bikes, completely hidden away. But it's such a crucial role, you know, to supply the energy to trim the sails whenever you need it.
Must have come from a rowing background. Enjoy going backwards, but doesn't sound like a nice position to be.
Here we can just see their heads.
You can hear them working hard there. Hear the drivetrain of the yacht there.
Okay, fellas, we've got 40 seconds this way for a right
Those
turn.
pumps absolutely getting a flogging at the moment. Those guys will be pushing super, super hard. They'll be trying to sail the boat as efficiently as they can. The better you do as a trimmer and a helmsman, the more efficient you are for the guys cycling. So you want to do a good job of that.
Straight in left.
Hey, Trav, yeah, you may not make that.
Okay, copy.
We heard Tom Slingsby talking about the ley line, the touch and go, whether they're going to make the ley line for those bottom marks. Hoping for a bit more breeze.
Really, really nice shot of American Magic coming down there, sailing the boat beautifully. The team.
American Magic about to complete leg number 4. They're in a solid position against INEOS Britannia. Let's see what this rounding is any better than the last one, where they put both boards down this time to just ease themselves around that. And they're back up on their penultimate leg of race number 3 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta.
A massive lead now to American Magic over the British, so a bit of work to do. As the British little coast there, they're a little shy on ley line, so that's going to hurt even more as they've washed off a bit of extra speed going around there. So another little deficit to make up if they can.
They have tacked up above us. Yeah, copy.
A huge loss for Ben Ainsley and his team on that run. I mean, I don't know if that was slightly speed or pressure or positioning.
Keep going straight if you can. Yeah.
Let's go to chase 0. Peter Lester on the water. American Magic look a different boat than we saw yesterday. They look quick.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I think just watch her drag coefficient, I think, must be quite low. The boat has lower top sides and it looks pretty slippery in these conditions. And coupled with that, when the boats were close together, I just thought American Magic had a little bit more height, and that was impressive off the start line. And they've picked 2 beautiful ley lines at the top of leg 2 and leg 4. So American Magic have put together a very impressive race here against INEOS.
Pete,
Speaking of INEOS, let's go across to the chase boat, and that's Rob Wilson. And Rob, thanks for joining us, mate. What do you make of your race to this point?
You know, I think they did a good job on the pre-start. That was good to see. When we got up on the top right of the course on that first leg, we actually were forced to tack back, you know, just with the boundary. The Americans did a real nice job of the mapping, and they just made the best of that right shift at the top of the course, and that gave them the gain. and we've been kind of trying to just get out of phase to get back with them.
Rob, it looked like INEOS Britannia made quite a loss on that last downwind. What do you think that was?
I think like, you know, we're going to have a look at the data, but generally, you know, the speed has been decent downwind, so we're quite happy with that, and the manoeuvring's pretty decent. You know, the Americans certainly had more of the right side, and we had a bad shift. So I just wait for Ben to finish, and then we had a shift go against us at the end, just as we're coming in on that long port. We had like a 10-degree lefty, which cost us quite a bit with the leverage.
Rob, just very quickly, first race for your new driver, Dylan Fletcher. How's he doing?
He's doing super well. You know, we're lucky enough to have 3 amazing helms of this team with Giles, Ben, and Dylan. You know, they're all super close, and yeah, he's absolutely loving it.
Thank you for your time, Rob. Appreciate it. I'll let you get back to the race. We're on the penultimate leg, leg 5 of race 3 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta off the coast of Barcelona. We're on the Mediterranean, and it's an American Magic leading INEOS Britannia.
We should take a split at the top. They've got a big call. Nice, pretty nice, good speed now.
Fantastic shot there of American Magic heading upwind, really doing a good job of keeping, you know, that centre part of the hull close to the water surface. That bustle, if you like, and skeg basically creates a sort of an air curtain down to the water, so effectively sealing the sails through the boat into the water for maximum efficiency. The boys doing a great job there of keeping that gap nice and close.
The hull is essentially smaller, the top sides are smaller, hence the recurrent cyclist just keeping everything really tight.
Gotta love the aero game in 2024 in the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, which is the big show. It's a long way off, and this is the preliminary regatta. American Magic around the top mark for the final time in race number 3.
A little nicer mark rounding that time than the one previously, so they will be shot out of the cannon going downwind here. 46.4 knots, 88 kilometres an hour in the bearaway there. So definitely not tied to the dock, the American Magic boys at the moment.
INEOS Britannia now coming into the top mark for their final time. And as you heard Rob Wilson, their coach, say, didn't give too much away, was pretty honest about what was going on. There'll be a long debrief about this as they round the mark and head downwind for the final time. 31 seconds the gap.
49 knot bear away there for the British. They're off downwind as well. Just a couple of wobbly shifts early in the race, Shirley, and I think that's just, you don't need much when you get some leverage on your opponent when the wind does shift, and it is quite shifty here, as we can see. It's you know, really, really interesting having a look at some options here, you know, for the British as they go forwards with the Ghost boat. With the wind field that we've got at the moment, the Ghost boat not offering up too many options for the Brits to make up ground against American Magic. But you can see there the puffs and the lulls down the course, and I think through that early part of the race, you know, just a couple of those going against the British, and now we're seeing a little gap as we come down towards the bottom end of the course.
Glenn, I mean, they're doing 45, nearly 50 knots into these manoeuvres and making it look pretty easy. How on the edge is it? How difficult?
Yeah, the guys are making the boats look really easy to sail. You know, they're not. You know, they're extremely difficult to sail. They're right on edge. You can see how much the foils are moving around. You can see the waves. You can see the boat moving around the foil arm. Every little movement, you are getting shaken around. You're feeling the boat through your body, and that's what we can't really pick up on the cameras. But on board, you are feeling every little bump and shift, and that's what you're using to, not only with your numbers, but you're using that for the feeling of getting the boat around the track in good shape.
Going forward. And turn him.
What up?
Really, really clinical comms there from the American Magic team, just saying how nice the boat's feeling, and you know, they're just locked in and sailing well. Tommy's just saying to the boys, one and in from here, we'll just keep it nice and simple, and they're just locked in and sailing the boat fast. So they've got a good gain now of 500 metres, and they're just going to keep chipping away to get down to the bottom.
Want to do a race round in here? Or? Yeah, let's do it. Yep, right turn. Yeah, be right turn, 20 seconds.
Considering what happened yesterday, that we were fortunate to see, and you weren't wherever you are around the world, and a big nosedive by American Magic. They have come out, guns are blazing. A huge psychological blow too, you might say, to the old enemy in INEOS Britannia, but American Magic will take the win in race number 3 of the Louis Vuitton Preliminary Regatta and score that all-important 1 point.
Nice work, guys. Great job. Okay, nice race.
First her down, boys. Nice work. Nice work back there in first class. Big Ben, baby. Big Ben.
Happy birthday, Groomie. Happy birthday, John Groom. Yeah, buddy.
And in comes INEOS Britannia. It's a hard thing to suggest you race your guts out in a preliminary regatta and you come up with the big donut. No points. But that's what this is all about. This is all about testing yourselves against the best who you'll face when we get to the Challenger Selection Series.
Nice work, lads. What was that time?
What, break there?
Van.
Copy.
Let's stop each other. That might have been the car. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Hold it.
Terry Hutchinson, remember him from Auckland in 2021 and that terrible day for Patriot when they dumped Patriot sadly, and they really never got back because they had a fast boat then.
It was such a good start, wasn't it? So close. American Magic slightly early. They had to slow, but did such a good job at accelerating. We thought we were in for a real tussle here.
Yeah, leg 3 there. This was really the sort of key moment of the race. American Magic, they're sailing over into that better pressure, better shift, got the right-hand shift, and as we heard Rob Wilson say, you know, that's really the key moment of the race where they were 10 degrees out of phase.
This was a tough moment for American Magic. Just all a bit out of whack, crashed down, but did well to recover. They didn't let it affect their race and extended the lead to take the win.
So happy days for Tom Slingsby and the crew of American Magic. Tom, thanks for giving us your time after what happened yesterday. That's a day you can just smile about.
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
Happy days, mate, after yesterday.
Yeah, no, yesterday wasn't our finest hour, obviously. Had a bit of a crash down, a few sore heads, but yeah, great way to bounce back. The team sailed amazingly today.
Nice work, Slingsby. It's Glenn here. Got some nice photos of you guys yesterday, mate. Thanks for giving us something to talk about. I'm sure everyone will be a lot happier today getting the boat back without the spar jets turned on.
Yeah, g'day, Lenny. The shore team did an amazing job overnight. Obviously, yeah, you crashed down at 43 knots. And that much water going over the deck, there's a lot of damage. And so the team did an amazing job just checking over everything. Boat worked perfectly today, and yeah, we're on the board.
Well done.
Tom, we heard when you finished, congratulate first class at the back, the cyclers. I mean, how big a day has it been for them?
Yeah, our cyclers get full lay-down beds back there, so they, yeah, it's definitely first class. But it's very tough what they do. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of papers on they might produce less power being recumbent, but I don't see it. These guys put in so hard, and the amount of power they're able to do, it's unbelievable.
Appreciate your time, Tom. Go and enjoy that one. There's a long way to go.
Okay, cheers, guys.
Let's go on aboard INEOS Britannia. Ben Ainsley is waiting for us. Ben, challenging day. What do you make of your opposition and how your crew went today?
Yeah, they sailed a great race. You know, they definitely had the legs on us for pace. You know, we had a nice start. We had the first cross, but they managed to sail around us. So, yeah, it's tough for us.
Ben, you know, how good is it to get racing? It's been a long time waiting for this moment. And also, perhaps just a word of your partnership with Dylan, first time in anger.
Yeah, great conditions out here. I mean, just perfect. You couldn't ask for anything better. And again, Barcelona have done a great job hosting us. And yeah, great sailing with Dylan. He's a class act, great communicator. You know, we'd sailed a reasonable race. You know, we got that first cross, but just lacking a bit of horsepower. So, got to get the boat back to the shed, think about what we're doing wrong, how we can get some more pace.
All right, appreciate your time, buddy. We'll see you on the water tomorrow.
Thanks.
Look at the key moment here of the race. Really, I think that big traveller is, as we watch the boat pin out, and the rig just trying to throw the bow down, and that could have easily been a lot worse than it was. You see these moments, they can go either way, and you heard the urgency on board there, Shirley, of what that could have been like.
Yeah, they did well to